The soft hum of a luxury restaurant filled the air. The aroma of seared steak and freshly baked bread mixed with the sound of gentle music. At the center table sat Daniel Grant, a white billionaire CEO dressed in a sharp navy suit. Across from him sat his wife, nervously bouncing their crying baby boy in her arms. They were supposed to enjoy a peaceful family dinner, but the baby's wails had drawn the attention of almost every diner. Annoyed faces turned their way. Daniel's patience, already thin after a long day, finally snapped. "Can't you do something?" He muttered to his wife. "We're in public. People are watching." His wife sighed helplessly. "I've tried everything, Daniel. He just won't stop." The baby's cries grew louder. A few guests whispered. One man even rolled his eyes. Daniel clenched his jaw. "Unbelievable. I run a company with 10,000 employees, and I can't even have dinner in peace." That's when Maya, a black waitress, approached their table with a calm, understanding smile. She was in her mid-30s, wearing a crisp white shirt and apron. "Excuse me, sir," she said softly. "Would you like me to try holding him for a moment?" Daniel looked at her, startled. "What? No, you're a waitress, not a nanny." His tone was sharp, filled with frustration rather than cruelty. But Maya didn't flinch. She just smiled gently. "I understand, sir. But sometimes babies cry because they sense tension. May I try?" Daniel scoffed. But before he could respond, his wife nodded eagerly. "Please," she said, handing the baby over. "Anything that helps." Maya took the baby into her arms, humming quietly as she swayed. Within seconds, the crying softened. Then, complete silence. The restaurant fell quiet. Forks stopped mid-air. Daniel blinked in disbelief. His wife's eyes filled with tears. Maya continued to hum a soft lullaby, an old African tune her grandmother used to sing. The baby looked up at her and cooed peacefully, tiny fingers brushing her cheek. How did you do that?" Daniel finally asked, his voice quieter now. Maya smiled. "Music helps, and love. Babies can feel it." For the first time that night, Daniel's stern expression softened. "Thank you," he said, almost embarrassed. Maya nodded. "It's no trouble. I used to volunteer in children's hospitals before this job. Some things you never forget." She handed the baby back, now sleeping soundly. Daniel's wife whispered, "You're amazing." "Thank you so much." Maya gave a polite nod and stepped away. But Daniel couldn't focus on his meal. He kept glancing toward her, watching as she calmly served other tables, smiling, carrying trays with quiet grace. He felt a strange guilt stirring inside him, not because he'd been rude, but because he'd assumed she was just a waitress. A few minutes later, another guest, an older white man in an expensive suit, snapped his fingers rudely. "Hey, waitress! We've been waiting forever." Daniel watched as Maya hurried over, apologizing kindly. The man muttered under his breath, clearly irritated, but Maya never lost her composure. She smiled, took his order, and walked away as if nothing had happened. Daniel felt something twist inside him. He'd been that man, impatient, dismissive, blind to the humanity standing right in front of him. When the meal ended, Daniel quietly asked the restaurant manager about Maya. "She's one of our best," the manager said. "Single mom. Used to teach music before the school she worked at closed. She's been through a lot, but she never complains." That night, Daniel went home thoughtful. His billion-dollar problems suddenly seemed small. A week later, Daniel returned to the restaurant. Maya was surprised to see him again. "Good evening, Mr. Grant," she said politely. "Would you like your usual table?" He smiled. "Actually, I came to see you." Her brow furrowed slightly. "Me?" Daniel nodded. "You taught me something that night, about patience, about grace." He paused, then added, "and about respect." He handed her an envelope. Confused, Maya opened it. Inside was a letter and a check. "I read about the old community center on 5th Street, Daniel said. "You used to teach music there, didn't you? I'd like to help reopen it." Maya gasped. This is too much, sir." "It's not," Daniel said softly. "You gave me more in 5 minutes than I've given most people in a lifetime. You reminded me what really matters." Tears welled in Maya's eyes. "Thank you," she whispered. Months later, the camera pans over a bright new sign, the Maya Grant Music and Learning Center. Inside, children of all races laugh and play instruments together. Maya leads a small choir, her voice warm and steady. In the front row, Daniel and his wife sit proudly. Their baby, now a toddler, clapping his little hands to the rhythm. When the performance ends, Maya approaches them. "He's gotten so big," she says, smiling. Daniel laughs. "He still remembers your lullaby. We play it every night." Maya smiles softly. "Some songs never leave you." Daniel nods. "And some kindness changes you forever." Moral of the story: true greatness isn't measured by wealth or power. It's shown in how we treat others. Respect doesn't cost a thing, but it can change everything.